Wow, GLD with a big breakup. All right, good morning, everybody. We got those futures guys playing tricks with us again here today. Hey, what's up, Arthur? Yeah, those future guys playing tricks again. Gap up yesterday didn't go very far. Gap down today. We'll see where it goes today. Probably not very far again. Morning, Rob. We'll see what happens. But yeah, gap down today, not very encouraging. Gold is in fuego. Gold up huge on the overnight session, 1.7%. You see it just gapping up there to my second little hash line here. Well, there you go, Arthur. There you go. That's what I'm here for. Yeah, so gold, I mean, just killing it yesterday. You can see there's kind of like a rising wedge component to this. These have been very bullish lately. Rising wedges. They have been bullish lately. They've not been bearish. Almost in any market, crypto especially. Oh, that's good. Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm super into shorting the NASDAQ right now. I'm not seeing kind of what I wanted to see. They're doing all the moves overnight. They're not doing any moves during the day. So I'm just going to abstain until I see something that I really, really like. Other than that, my GLD is doing really good, so I can't really complain too much. Oh, that's really good. What, were you shorting on that? What'd you do to get 194%? Some put options or something? This piece of garbage. Come on. Yeah, I'm kind of looking to do. There's a nice double top here. That hopefully you shorted that. That was a pretty good short. A nice rejection right there. Oh, before the earnings. Oh, so yeah, I would probably that was probably a good gamble. With all the earnings are always a gamble, but I have to say now that you say it, I'm like Boeing failing earnings is probably a good bet because we haven't heard any news about their airplane, so it's probably not going to be very good. Well, good job, fantastic, that's great. GE down 2% today. Dang. That's a big drop for the greatest demise of a company of all time, kind of. Hold on a second here. Excuse me. Man, GE just cratering. Into a put on shop. Okay. AXP. American Express. For interest rate reasons, or why those two specifically? Probably wouldn't be my first two choices. AXP, I would probably wait for a bounce up to the 50-day, which is the blue line in my bottom left chart. 10-year Treasury yields. IBD shoved an article in my face today. Oh, wow, 1.63%? Wow. Holy crap. My mortgage is going to be cheap. I think I'm just going to wait for the interest rates to bottom before I refi. I think that's what I'm going to do. Oh, bunch of Tesla's getting hammered today. I just saw a news article on Tesla. Oh, not getting hammered too bad. Tesla receives a cease and desist letter from U.S. agency over Model 3 safety claims. The NHTSA sends Tesla a cease and desist letter over misleading statements about the Model 3 safety rating. Wow. That's interesting. The agency's main contention with the claim in a blog post last month that NHTSA test showed the Model 3 has the lowest probability of injury of all cars the safety agency has ever tested. Not the first time Tesla's done that. Interesting. What's up, Ethan?
Can I tell you something at school?
Yeah, hold on, guys. All right. No, Justin, said hold on a second. I was talking to my son. But yeah, so it looks like the 10 years just been slammed. Good for guys like me if you want a mortgage, but yeah, look at that. It's dropped 1% point in the past year. You're up here at 2.8. Here's 1.8. That's crazy. That's crazy. Walgreens to close 200 U.S. stores. Interesting. Trump calls for the Fed to cut rates bigger and faster. What? Does he just want to accelerate our downward spiral? Or I should say, yeah, we're pretty much in a downward spiral. Doesn't seem like it, but very slowly but surely. I kind of think that we're in like a big whirlpool, and we're on the perimeter of it. We're just on the perimeter of it. You're just floating nicely. But if he just wants, Trump wants him to cut rates now. Interesting. He just I get what he wants. He just wants free flowing capital, but I don't know if that's what's best. I don't think so. Our problem is the Federal Reserve that is too proud to admit their mistakes of acting too fast and tightening too much, and that I was right. And that's the important statement right there. That is a very crazy chart from a federal yield curve perspective. That's crazy. $1.63 down 0.1%. Holy crap. That's crazy. It's funny. I was talking to my one of my clients who's a wholesale mortgage broker. I was talking to him right there. Oh no, You're at about 2%. So I was talking to him right here, like on this dip. I was talking to him on this dip, and he said he can get me a mortgage at 2.99%. And then it popped up. And I'm like, hey, the Fed announced that they're going to cut. Let's wait a little bit. He's like, yeah, let's wait. When we talked the other day, it was 2.99. Now it's up a bit. And it was like here, I think. It was like somewhere. It was a few days later. We talked up there. And it was about 2 to 2.1%. And now we're just so far beneath that. I can't even believe it. That's crazy. Mortgage in UK is 1.09. That is insane. 1%? Wow. I mean, if I may get 2.62% on my 10-year, which is going to be crazy. But 1% is insane. Man, that's almost like just borrow everything you can. I mean, it really sounds horrible to say that, but they're literally just asking you to borrow money. Like, hey, yeah, why don't you just do this? Just borrow money. Borrow as much as you can. That's crazy. That's so crazy. Wow. Now keep in mind, this doesn't, directly correlate to like a mortgage rate. So I was getting quotes when this was right at about 2% of 3.25 to 3 1/3, something like that. So most normal mortgage rates are probably going to be at right about 3 right now. Look at AF. Yeah, we can look at whatever. AF. What's this guy? Astoria Financial Corporation. Oh yeah, that's pretty nice. French stock for your dad. It looks good on the weekly. Yeah, it's doing fine. I don't know much about the business. You'll obviously want to. No, not this one. Oh, on TradingView maybe. It's not this one. Okay, well this one doesn't look too bad. Whatever this is, because nobody knows. That one doesn't look horrible. MJ.2. See, MJ's doing good, man. MJ's definitely maintaining. It's a French stock, so I'll have to go over here. Man, Bitcoin with a nice whipsaw the other day, huh? Well, today. AF. In France, I'm not sure what the... that's Italy. That's France, right? Isn't that France? I believe so. That's Air France. I'll go with that. Potential cup and handle. Let's go to the weekly chart on this guy. So oil prices are kind of coming down. That's good for airlines. Ethan, you in here? Ethan? Oh, thanks for answering me. Yeah, it's easier to spot cup and handles on the weekly. That's why I go to the weekly chart, because if you spot it on the daily and it's not on the weekly, it may be not very valid. This would just be a continuation of tightening, in my opinion. I mean, the chart does look promising, but I would view it in this context more than I would view this as a cup right now. Yeah. I really wouldn't view it as a cup. I would just view it as continued coiling action. 41% drop. That's a lot. So the 40, I mean, just by itself, the 41% drop would disqualify it as a cup. A cup or a double bottom base has to have about a 33% drop maximum for it to qualify. So this is just some coiling action. It's generally positive action, But on a weekly chart here from longer term perspectives, it looks fine, looks okay. Ethan. So yeah, I'm not sure what your father's strategies are, if he just holds big companies, or I don't know your dad at all. Um, it's not a stock I'd be invested in personally, but yeah, I mean, he'd have to get out cutting under the 773.45 level, but even then you still have support down there. So it's in the middle of this range, which is just choppy. Just a very, very choppy range. And yes, this is the weekly, but if you go to the daily, it's going to show you the same thing, just with a little more. But yeah, I wouldn't view this as a cup. This is a week uptrend. It's like a failed ascending base is really what it looks like. And Bitcoin rocketed up at 12K. All of our crazy lines here. Getting right back up with that... right back up with that trend line again, looking pretty good. All right, so let's take a look. Let's put GLD back on the board. 2.1316%. Nice pop there for GLD. The NASDAQ takes a hit. Really unable to enter in the short I was thinking about for the NASDAQ. I may just, if I don't see it, I'm not gonna worry about it. I'm doing good enough for freaking gold, man. Gold's killing it today. 83% in my gold trade. That's awesome. And my target ain't even hit. My target's up here. Finally, the second gold trade's working. If I'd have held on to that first gold trade, I'd be crazy gangbusters. You drop below 11.6. Yeah, man, it was doing some fuddish stuff yesterday for sure. I got whipped out on this. Where's 11.6? Oh yeah, right here. Yeah, I was looking at the action yesterday when it popped up. Yeah, 12 seems high though. See there, it may just sell off. I don't know what they're playing with. It is what they're doing. You got all this distribution here and here. Then it goes higher. It floats all the way up to here, back to 11.8. It pops at the same level where it popped last time, just a little bit lower and on less volume. So yeah, it's difficult to try to jump in right here. But we've had this trend line here for a while on the chart, ever since we broke our. Yeah, we were talking down here about this pennant that had formed, and then we broke our pennant, and then we kind of ran higher, and then we've had this crazy action here up here at the highs. It's been volatile. But the general uptrend is intact, so that's positive. Overall it's positive. Is good. So market down 1.5%. Yeah, we're definitely in a correction. Unable to get my short, but man, I will say this gold trade's working out excellent. In my GE trade, I've made a $200 whole dollars. Up 170% on my GE put. Which if you guys Eli's here now. What's up, Eli? So if you guys remember that exotic option I put on, I closed out my long, and I closed out where I sold the put, and I just have the put now, which expires in October. So if this keeps going like this on GE, I will have made several $100. Several hundred, guys. Several. Man, GE's. Just look at that. Look at after earnings. They are just not into GE. I ended up selling a $9 put, so it's not even in the money yet, and I'm already up 170%. Crazy. Just crazy. Sand's been doing really good, though. I will say that. My buddy Sand, I missed that initial breakout over here. I forget what I was looking at or something, but Sand's got earnings coming up. Maybe Sand will sell off on earnings. You're looking for stuff to short? Well, let's do this. Let's take a look at some of the big boys. We'll start with Amazon. And Investors Business Daily has a strategy on shorting, which I think is really fun. You short on the third test of the 50-day moving average. Amazon only has one, which is the break. It hasn't come back and retested. I think Apple's in the same boat. Apple's barely underneath the 50-day, which is the blue line. And then Apple, Amazon. Someone said something about Netflix at some point. No. Match.com's up 17% on earnings. GH is up 13% on earnings too. Both of those are leading our list here. Why is this taking so long? Okay, so there's Netflix. Netflix would have been a good short. Look at that retest of the 200-day. That would have been excellent. The gap down, the retest, the 200-day. So, yeah, Netflix it's a little far gone. You probably could short it down here to the 200-something area, though. 240. What else? What else? Netflix, Amazon, Apple. I'm not sure if I wouldn't be shorting Microsoft. It's just got a first. This is way too much stuff. There we go. That's better. All right, so Microsoft, yeah, not really coming down to the 50-day very. AMD, yeah, that one. Oh, see this? I don't think these aren't my right studies. Okay, so there, the blue line's the 50-day moving average. So, yeah, AMD's not quite ready yet. Oh, darn it, what did I do to myself? Okay, AMD's not, like I mentioned, a third test of the 50 days, kind of IBD's thing if you want to do that. That can work out pretty good. Looks like Beyond Meat's hanging out. Beyond Meat holding up above the 50-day. A clear cut of the 50-day on high volume would be a very clear exit signal for a stock like Beyond Meat. So you can maybe look for something like that. We can go to some of these winners. Match.com on earnings with a great breakout. Same with GH, although it looks like it's stalling a little bit. Sand's been doing pretty good. KGKG not selling off. That's pretty encouraging for a little garbage penny stock. Gold. Yeah, short gold. Please don't. Actually, short gold, I'll probably make a little bit of money on it. Beyond Meat, Take Two, Grifols, MJ. Oh yeah, what'd you do with Beyond Meat? That was pretty. Yeah, I got about 100% out of them. Anik, beautiful bull flag. Look at that bull flag on Anik. That's gorgeous. ZTO, one break of the 50. Looks like we're coming up to another one, but it hasn't really been clearly above it, so I'm not sure if that really qualifies. Ideally, with this particular shorting strategy, it would have maintained above it the entire time. Twilio with a pretty good cut of the 50-day. You could look for a retest there. It's going to be a while before it has its third retest, though. ESNT looks a little bit... Yeah, looks a little bit like... so there's a break, and then that would be a second, and it goes well past the 50 days, so it loosely matches it. I think Trump just wants the Fed to cut so we can continue the tariff thing. That would give him some more runway. But man, the crash after that would just be crazy. OVGO, that's an IPO. Disney, whoa. Disney didn't like earnings very much there. I'm not sure if I'd short that though. Cyber, a little too far down. I'd like that to bounce back up and hit that 50-day. I don't see any crazy shorting candidates. INSG to the bottom of the trend line. And that's it. I didn't see any shorting candidates that were like, yeah, you know, this is a great short. I really didn't shop. You got in shop. That's not a bad one. I'm not too mad at shop. It's after earnings, so you don't have any surprises. Kind of a lackluster. Uh, you know, it's not my favorite short. There's no weakness in the stock per se. I mean, the whole general market is weak right now, and Shopify has pretty much maintained, so I'm not too mad at it. I know. Yeah, we looked at Match already. Match uh Match is popping. People want to hook up. Yeah, it's rocking. I wouldn't be long in something in a correction like this personally. Not my thing. They actually missed earnings too. Actual was 43, estimated was 47. GE almost 3% now. My goodness. And GLD doing what it was supposed to do. It was supposed to do it over here, and then it didn't. And then, I mean, look at those gaps, man. It's such a run up. That's crazy. And the volume this morning on the GLD itself is huge. Oh, maybe Arthur, you could try to sell a call against it or something. I don't know if you I don't know how you are with some of those other option strategies, but you know, you try to offset that shop. You could well, let's go take a look at it. You got 350 here is pretty clear resistance. You could try to sell a 350 call or something. I don't know what your it's a put. Never mind. 350 call for expiring in 9 days would get you, you know, 450. I'm not sure what you bought, but maybe that could cut your premium in half. Could do something like that. Could sell a call right there. You know, if you don't think it's gonna pop up. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what shop's gonna do, but there's some recent resistance at 350. So 9 days for 350 to get to shop. I mean, I would assume shop's just gonna hang around. Personally, could do something like that. If you just bought a call, um, you could buy a put, but you'd lose money on that too. I'd almost rather sell a call if you're not bullish on it. And you know, don't think there's reason to be bullish on much right now. You can do some hedging strategies with options, other than just straight reducing your position. So, but you know, you've got a few options. Weight Watchers up 38%. Wow. Yeah, I figured you had to put. I'm just saying I'm not sure what strike price. I don't know if you bought here at the money at 12, in the money at 25, or out the money at like 3. So what you bought? So you bought like well, what is it? Work with me here. Give me a strike price. You don't gotta tell me how many you got, but give me a strike price and an expiration date too, probably. I think the reason I like this 9 day because it expires in 9 days. So if you take this 350, you bought a 300 put. So it's only $3. Or you bought this 362 put at 310. Well, you'd have had to pay 360 right there. I'll assume you say this. You said expensive, so I'm assuming you're meaning what you paid for it. 300 put is pretty small. Yeah, so if you had the 300 put, you could try to... Oh, expiring on one. Oh, you did a leap. Okay. Gotcha. Yeah, so that would definitely make it a little bit more expensive for sure. Yeah, so 27 bucks. Okay, so 27, $28 put. Um, but yeah, so I mean, if you did this, yeah, it wouldn't change the trajectory of anything. But if you got $4 out of this, that would bring your cost down to $23, and that expires in 9 days. So I mean, you could do that again after that. After that one expires, you can come up here. You can sell yourself one of these. I mean, it just depends. Um, it just really depends on how you want to do that. That's what I did with GE. Although I did it all on the same expiration, so I kind of had some leeway there. But I mean, there's a lot of different options that you have with options. But yeah, I mean, overall Shopify, it's hard to. I don't know why you would necessarily bet against Shopify just because of the correction that we're in. I don't know. That would be my. I mean, I'm viewing this as a correction. Does a correction last to the end of the year? I guess it could if nothing changes on the trade war front. That's possible, and the Fed doesn't decrease interest rates again, which unfortunately they probably would because they seem to be prone to their views swaying on their views. They said they wouldn't cut, then they did cut. So maybe Powell's running for his life. Who knows? Who knows? We never quite know. All I know is GLD 2.5%. In terms of adding to GLD, Justin asked. Sorry, Justin. I'm not sure. I don't know. I've got it measured. Doing a measured move off of this pattern. That's pretty much my strategy with GLD. And I'll probably just take my profits and walk away. Maybe I'll leave one or two options on, but yeah, maybe I'll leave one or two to see if it can. I mean, because if it's getting up here quick, so that's good. But I mean, there may be. If you remember, we had a secondary options play. I think I have it over here in Stock Shed for gold, going to the recent high. Recent meaning all time. Yeah, right. Whoops. Which is... I have my two ladder options expirations possibilities for gold. Oh, I didn't save the trade, but they're over here. I've got, I took prior trend lines and we came up with what's it, 180 right there. So if we had 419 in 2021, which we have January 2021, for it to get to 180. See, I mean, that may still be attainable with a decent well, that's Twitter. Like, why is it like up 2,000%? That's not right. It's because I was looking at Twitter. All right, yeah. So gold, you're looking at going out that far, only about 185%. But again, you're gonna have to hold it that entire time. I mean, it could go up further than that, but I basically went off of these prior runs and kind of what they tended to do in terms of a slope, and so I just did that. So that would give you 180 out to here. I mean, could it get there faster? It could. Gold hasn't had a bull run in quite a long time. You just kind of have to look at the charts and say, okay, oh, there we go. You just have to look at the chart and say, okay, what's realistic from here? Like I view this leg as realistic. I'm not sure about the rest of this. There's a lot of market action that can happen in between here. So, I mean, you could view that as your main resistance line, which actually puts it lower than 180. That'd be 174, 175, and that would reduce profits significantly from this level. Yeah, only 140. Oh no, we do have June 2021. So January 2021, you're looking at about 190. Hold on here. Okay. So your maximum is right under 200%. You're looking at about 191 from the 143 strike price with 154 break even up here before January. And then if you go out further than that, you're looking at about 145 as your max. I mean, which isn't too bad for, for something that's going to move 23%. You're getting 144. That's pretty good. But, yeah, not quite sure. Not quite sure about the time component if I want to hold it for that long. And again, if this move's going to work out, as we get some high volume selling coming in here, if this move's going to work out, that gets me about 200% too. So I get the same gain in a shorter time frame. So I mean, hopefully that works out. I mean, obviously we all hope our trades work out, but I'm over halfway there. There's my measured move. Over halfway there. A little bit over halfway there. Like 52% of the way there. Let's hope that works out. All right, NASDAQ. Like I said, I don't really feel a big urge to be shorting at this particular moment. Hopefully we'll move a little bit, and then we'll get an ability to drop. But we've already retraced, at least on the futures, about 70% of that move from the other day. CHK heading for 20-year low. I don't know what's up with Chesapeake, man. It's just been unable to be a business. I don't get it. I don't know. I mean, they're from my understanding a pretty large company. Yeah, they're becoming a penny stock is what they're doing. They're literally becoming a penny stock at $1.29. They're going to end up getting delisted if they don't do a reverse stock split here. You'll probably see that news coming out pretty soon. And if they don't if they get delisted from a major exchange, they're going to lose a lot of credit capabilities. So they're going to have to do a reverse stock split. I don't know what they're going to do. Maybe a 5 or 10 to 1. It came down so fast. I mean, last time it was at $10. It's at $1.29. Was in 2015. So 4 years. It's lost 90% of its value. So even in the past year, it's lost 80% of its value. I don't know what's going on with this thing. But they're going to have to do a reverse stock split is probably what's going to happen here. Gold selling off a little bit. Some profit taken on the way up. Pretty good volumes today, though. Don't come down too hard, too fast, GLD. Yeah, so maybe as the market stabilizes a little bit, that's why we're seeing gold reduce a little bit. I don't know. We got matchup 22, GH up 18. That thing finally broke out. Okay, looks like it is a true breakout after all. Oh, GH looks like they got up overnight to 115. And I'm not sure they'll eclipse that here today. Their opening range. Okay, yeah, okay, so they're already through their opening range right there at about the 106.55. Volume is okay. It's not great. They'd find some support here, so yeah, they're trying to break through that opening range there. If they can maintain above that 106.60 for GH, that could be pretty good. This is a nice ICO or IPO right there. You got a nice cup. There's your hand. Your handle actually is right there, and then maybe trying to break out. But again, with the market the way that it is, it could run. It's a brand new issue, so there's not a lot of overhead supply here. There's not a lot of people with existing positions that need to cash out. They can probably afford to hold this one, so I'm actually not I'm not mad at this really whatsoever. Guardian Health lifts sales guidance as tests reported to clinical biopharmaceutical customers surge. Yeah, so really nice chart pattern on this one. Hopefully this'll get launching higher. That would be good. That's in like 6 weeks. That's 40 to 105. That is phenomenal. That is phenomenal. So definitely seeing some good. Yeah, that's buyable. Not sure if it's optionable, but it's buyable. I think last time I looked at this, the premium was just crazy. We're probably already most of the way to that 20. Yeah, we are. Almost all the way to that 20%. So 114. Yeah, even 9 days out is only 40% to the 20% target. So yeah, I'm not sure I want to risk a bunch of capital for that. Yeah, so the futures market makers playing with us yet again. Pretty much back down to where we opened, 0.5%. Whoops, actually I don't want to do that for that one. I want to go over here for the Qs. Yeah, so you can see while my futures chart here is very dynamic and filled with teeming life, my Qs chart is filled with choppy garbage. That's exactly what that is right there. Choppy garbage. Would have been nice to long down here, wouldn't it? Boom. But by the time it opened, look where it opened. You didn't even have a chance to long it. Look how far it was off the low. It was like right here by the time the actual market opened. So you didn't really have a chance to do anything with this. Yeah. All right, guys. I'm going to get out of here. Market's doing its thing. Looks like gold's coming in a little bit. Maybe too much too soon for gold. Like, this is too crazy, guys. I got to come back in. Oh, I'm up 100% on gold. Wow. Or I was 15 minutes ago. October 18th, 135. Yeah, a little less right now. There's a 15-minute delay on these quotes, so I can't ever completely trust it. $8. Looks like it's bouncing back up again a little bit. So 860 would be 100%. So yeah, a little bit under 100%. Could close half of it here. I'll have to give that some thought, but it's doing really good. GH, yes. So here's the thing: your standard is going to be 20%, but obviously that 20% most of it's already gone. So there's 20% right there actually to that 113. Come on, man, you know better. Other than that, I mean, you probably could try to take a measured move off of this. And you could argue maybe up there to 126 based off of these runs. You could argue 126. You see right there. That one eclipsed it by a little bit for a couple of days, and that's that first full move. So you could try to take a measured move and say about, I guess, 122. I went all the way to the bottom. I think I must have been elevated last time. So I think, yeah, maybe about 122, which is about $12 higher from here in a couple of days. But I think you'd have to take profits up there, unless you wanted to hold through something else. So now this one had two legs initially, right? This one had two legs, so you could. They need to redo how they need to change this. This was state of the art back in 2001. When Thinkorswim came out, this whole right-click duplicate. But come on, just give me a control drag. It's 2019 for crying out loud. I've got kids now. But yeah, for this leg, you're thinking, like I said, with the measured move potentially up there. And then, I mean, if you're lucky, you'll get, maybe if you're lucky, again, luck being the predominant word there, you can end up with something like that, which takes you up past 150, right to about the 150 level. If you're looking for a bigger move, for a bit of a longer term perspective. Yeah, I mean, the breakout over 100, Jesse Livermore says they almost always run, 20 to 40% in terms of Jesse Livermore and what he talks about in those. So, all right, guys, I got to go. I got to help get my kids ready for school, so I'm going to bounce. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good day. Stay safe out there. All right, bye-bye.